UPS plane explodes during takeoff at Louisville Airport, leaving 3 dead and 11 injured. 3 people were killed and 11 people were injured when a large UPS plane exploded as it took off from the Louisville, Kentucky airport on Tuesday. The MD-11 plane exploded around 5:15 p.m. as it departed Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, heading toward Daniel K. Inouye International Airport in Honolulu, the Federal Aviation Authority announced. Terrifying video shared to social media showed the aircraft attempting to take off with a ball of fire emanating from its left wing. Just moments later, the plane exploded. It then struck 2 local businesses, Kentucky Petroleum Recycling and Grade A Auto Parts, which Governor Andy Beshear said accounted for all of its employees except for 2. There were 3 crew members on board the flight at the time, UPS officials have confirmed, but it is unclear whether fatalities were members of the crew. From the videos I've seen, I'm very concerned for them, but I'm still praying, Beshear said at a news conference Tuesday night. It was also fully fueled at the time, due to a lengthy trip to Hawaii, sparking a massive fire that spread to cover an entire city block, as the governor warned the number of fatalities and injuries is going to get larger. Meanwhile, locals reported hearing a loud explosion, with Louisville Metro Police spokesman Matt Sanders telling WDRB the department received 20 calls for service. Louisville Metro Police announced on social media that several agencies are responding to the scene south of the airport, while residents shared photos of smoke filling the sky. Police said it remained an active scene with smoke and debris, as they issued a shelter-in-place order for a 5-mile radius around the airport, which was later expanded northward to cover much of the city. Please remain away from the area until further notice, the police department urged. The airport is now also closed, and those with scheduled flights on Wednesday are urged to check their flight status as travel chaos continues nationwide. Mayor Craig Greenberg said he and his wife, Rachel, are praying for the victims. We have every emergency agency responding to the scene, he said on social media. There are multiple injuries, and the fire is still burning. There are many road closures in the area. Please avoid the scene. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear also said he has been notified about the tragic incident and is en route to Louisville. Please pray for the pilots, crew, and everyone affected, he urged on social media, later declaring that the situation is serious. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy echoed those sentiments, asking the public to please join me in prayer for the Louisville community and flight crew impacted by this horrific crash. He added that the National Transportation Safety Board and FAA are mobilizing to get on the ground and will lead the investigation. The explosion came just hours after White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Democrats are making air travel unsafe by forcing air traffic controllers to go without pay through the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. She urged just 5 Democrats in the Senate to join Republicans in voting for a clean, continuing resolution to extend funding for the government and make sure that Americans who control plane movements at U.S. airports are paid going into the busiest travel season of the year. This week, federal workers with control centers are set to miss their second paycheck since the start of the shutdown. But travelers at 3 major U.S. airports were already facing hours-long delays on Tuesday as staffing shortages worsened on the 35th day of the shutdown. According to multiple flight alerts, the Houston and Phoenix air traffic centers implemented ground delay programs, effectively slowing the rate of arrivals to prevent overload in the control system. The FAA said the delays are primarily due to staffing shortages, with some flights facing up to nearly 3-hour waits before takeoff or landing clearance. At Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport, IH, the FAA set the arrival rate at just 40 flights per hour, compared to typical peak rates closer to 70. The advisory lists average delays of 40 minutes and maximums topping 1 hour and 40 minutes, stretching across all major departure zones in the U.S. At nearby William P. Hobby Airport, HOU, the situation is even worse, with the FAA limiting arrivals to only 16 flights per hour and maximum delays nearing 3 hours. The restrictions apply to flights departing from every major regional control center in the contiguous U.S., meaning ripple effects could extend far beyond Texas. In Phoenix, controllers at Sky Harbor International Airport are also slowing incoming flights. The FAA set a rate of 40 arrivals per hour, citing the same staffing shortage. Average delays are hovering around 45 minutes, with some flights waiting over an hour and a half to land. The programs are in place through the early hours of Wednesday morning, potentially affecting hundreds of flights nationwide. This is a breaking news story and will be updated